All right, this is Solar Man. I just created that username, Solar Man. How do you like it? This is a rocket burning stove, and a very makeshift rocket burning stove it is. So the weaknesses of this stove are also its strengths. The weakness is it's not permanent, right? There's a disadvantage to that, but the strength of it is, I left this ash here on purpose, is it's fully removable. I can sweep that out without having to get out a vacuum or whatever other people do. And I have the ability to light a fire a lot easier because I can get down low, I can get down deep. And so a third advantage here is as I add the bricks, I can also optimize how the air flows into that chamber there. So watch, as I do that, you can tell the sucking action helps a little bit. These bricks are kind of hot. I can do it that way, or if I wanted to, I could even tighten it up a little bit, make the hole smaller. And actually, as you see that, you can hear it stoke a little bit more. So, different benefits to this makeshift design. But we'll make it look nice and pretty, like it's intended to look, if that's possible for makeshift stuff. So, there we go. A little bit further out, we'll check it out. So, the design comes from Texas Shrugged. Check out his videos, Texas Shrugged. There's one change I made, one primary change that I made, or a couple little ones. I didn't use a whole mass of bricks down here. I just used it just enough to be the circumference of that 55-gallon drum. That's one change that I made. Another change I made, which I think is genius, is I used fire block. Okay, so this is Great Stuff fire block. You can buy different varieties of Great Stuff, but this is Great Stuff fire block. And so the question is, how long will it last against sustained heat? See, the benefit is you don't need any kind of tools for this design. And the benefit of Great Stuff is you really have kind of a temporary approach. And hopefully it would last long enough through the winter, and we will see if that's the case. I'm going to burn this thing a few times and see if my Great Stuff holds up. So that's what we got. You can see here my 55-gallon drum is centered because I got my plumb going down. And that center is centered over the chimney that is inside, and that chimney is made of brick too. So hopefully I'll post some other images here to show you what things looked like as I made it happen. So I got my ductwork, I got my pre-prepared 55-gallon drum, I got my bricks, and I got my Great Stuff. If I have planned with those few items in advance, I could simply store them past my water storage and up into the area that, who cares how bad it looks, right? It's going to be out of the sight, out of mind. In case there's a disaster, it's all available for me. So I kind of view emergency prep as a hobby. I look at it that way because the reality of it is this: how likely am I actually to ever use a wood-burning stove to heat my home? It's probably pretty unlikely, because I got a furnace, I got gas piped into me by the city, I'm good to go. But if I look at it like a hobby, hey, I enjoy this, it's kind of fun. Gets a little tedious on my wife, but I enjoy this. And I can think of a lot less productive hobbies. Shoot, watching a football game for 4 hours on a Saturday, I think that's a lot less productive than doing this. So, to each his own. Some people collect stamps. I prepare for the zombie apocalypse. But of course, I don't think the zombie apocalypse will really happen. So, anything else to mention about this? Let me think. I'm going to post some pictures here. You do need a few tools. Not many, though. If you're serious about heating your home in the winter, I would make the investment. Harbor Freight, you buy cheap tools. A little jigsaw is what you need to cut out that hole in back. You got to go to Home Depot. It's crazy. Home Depot and Lowe's have very little in the way of supplies. But that exhaust thing here is called a starter collar. And I've called around guys that work in the industry, and they say you can't buy direct. These HVAC suppliers really only sell to people that are in the trade. So it's kind of a bummer. I'm sure that on eBay or on Amazon I could buy some things. But that's one tool you'll need, and I bet you can get it at Harbor Freight for 20 bucks. A small jigsaw. The other thing you might need is a grinder. And if you look at Texas Shrugged videos, you will see that there's one brick in there that is smaller than the others. And in my case, I used a fire brick for that one special brick. These other bricks are just concrete brick. And so that's a question too. Will the concrete brick last? I don't know. Maybe they'll shatter. But I'm testing it and trying it. I put a little great stuff in a little hole that I had in my 55-gallon drum. So we'll see if it lasts there too. So I'm just kind of blabbing now, but I wanted to give you the full benefit of seeing what I got. And maybe it's more of a audio recording than a video recording here, but let's see if we can make this, stoke this up a little bit more by closing the aperture here. So you see the sucking action now. But what if we were to close it up a little bit? What then? Yeah, you can already see it lighting up because of the lower airflow. So that, my friends, is the benefit, the advantage to a makeshift design. And we'll try to post some pictures here to give you an idea of how to approach it if you want to approach it yourself.